Here's Michael Savage.
I'm asking you specifically about the so-called fairness doctrine. I'm sure you're aware of it. Bill Clinton came out yesterday and said he wants it enacted. Debbie Stabenow wants it enacted. Nancy Pelosi wants it enacted. They all want conservative voices constrained in the media. What side would you be on with the so-called fairness doctrine?
I would not I don't know exactly how the fairness doctrine would stop you from doing whatever you're doing. Maybe there's something that I don't know about what you're saying or what the fairness.
Well, the fairness doctrine is the constraint only on conservative talk radio. It would not apply to any other element of the media. It's aimed strictly at us in the minority in the media, and they want us controlled and constrained and removed from the airwaves. That's what they want. They only want to hear progressive voices that laud Obama and laud the liberal way. Now, you surely couldn't support that. I don't think so.
But I don't think that's a fair description of what's going on. It has a tinge of paranoia connected to it. I mean,
so you just said you don't know what it is, but now you're saying my position is paranoid.
It has that tone because who's trying to curb?
Well, you just said you don't know what it is, and now you're telling me that I'm sounding paranoid. First you say you don't know what the fairness doctrine is, then you accuse me of paranoia. That's what they used to do in the Soviet Union with dissidents, Jerry. They would accuse dissidents of being paranoid and put them in mental hospitals.
Because you are speaking, and you're saying you're not allowed to speak, but you are speaking. How do you explain that? You're on the air.
Apparently there's a disconnect between what I just said and what you're hearing. I didn't say there is a fairness doctrine. I said to you that your cohorts in the liberal Democrat wing of the party want to constrain me through a so-called fairness doctrine.
Well, I think we need a robust range of opinions on the air, and you fit well within the range of robustness.
Well, I hope that when the time comes, if you have any power over that, you will respect what liberals used to always respect, which is opposite opinions, or else we will descend into absolute fascism. Because without dissent, there will be fascism in this country. And whether that dissent is left or right, I believe that a country that's supposedly free must have dissent.
Obviously, you need dissent, and you have dissent everywhere. I'm going to really look into this fairness doctrine, and I want to investigate, would it take you off the air? I want to hear that.
Well, you're making it more broad than it is. Of course, it wouldn't take me off the air. It would take my opinions off the air, is what it would do.
You
see, well, would it apply to NPR? Would NPR, which is all liberal all the time, have to have Michael Savage on or a conservative viewpoint? No, it wouldn't. It is aimed only at Michael Savage, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, and in other words, the top five. There's something we're doing that must be right because they're all up in arms over us. I don't understand it with a party that has so much power, what kind of threat we are.
I think you're getting some pretty good ratings, some of those guys. That's true. So, for maybe better than NPR. But it's they're different kind of people. People who listen to NPR probably don't want to listen to you. So, I mean, that's just the way the world is.
I understand that, right? So they have a right to tune in what they want to listen to. That's exactly our defense, which is that we made it in radio because there's an audience for us. Because they can't find it on TV, they can't find it in most of the cable channels, but they can find it in AM radio where they run conservative talk. So that's why we say let the marketplace determine what people listen to, not the government. But I don't know exactly where you stand on that. You're starting to sound as though you want a little state control over the media.
Well, a little state control wouldn't hurt anybody.